Hey y'all, I know it's been forever. I apologize. OB happened and then just rotations in general happened. So I've not been on lately, but here is the next video as promised. Probably a couple months late, but I'm going to try to get better at posting more and more often. Today, what we're going to talk about is differentiating the different schizos in psychiatry. So, the different schizos are schizoid personality disorder, schizotypal personality disorder, schizoaffective disorder, schizophrenia, schizophreniform, and then we'll also include brief psychotic disorder, and we will also talk about depression with psychotic features to make sure that you can differentiate that from schizoaffective. Okay, so the first personality disorder that we're going to talk about that's a schizo is schizoid. And the biggest thing about schizoid, I say, is like an android, and they avoid. So they're kind of odd. They don't form relationships very easily, and they're okay with that. They avoid them, and they're fine. Versus if you had someone with avoidant personality disorder, they're avoiding it because they have an extreme fear of ridicule, but they want the relationships. They just can't form them. Schizoids don't care. They are perfectly happy that they do not have their relationship. They're your computer programmer who lives in their basement and is perfectly happy with this. And as far as the duration of symptoms, remember this is a personality disorder, so it is a part of who they are. So it shows up around early adolescence, early adulthood when the personality sets in, and it's pervasive and persisting. So this has been going on a long time. This is not something that just started a week ago. Okay, next is schizotypal personality disorder. Once again, it's a personality disorder. So this is going to be a very pervasive thing. It's been going on for years. This is just how they are. It's their personality. And the way I remember schizotypal is it's your schizotypical fortune teller. They're very odd thoughts and odd mannerisms, kind of like a fortune teller, and they're not very good at making interpersonal relationships, but they're just odd, and they've been this way for a very long time, and they have very odd thoughts and odd beliefs. Alright, so the next one is schizoaffective disorder, and it has the word affect in it, so when you think of affect, think of mood. So you're going to have psychosis, but you also have mood symptoms, and the important thing about this, though, is timing. So you have a 2-week period where you have the psychosis and you have no mood symptoms at all. So you have psychosis, no mood symptoms, and then later you'll have mood symptoms. And this can be either mania or depression. And what's really important to differentiate over here, we'll talk about this, depression with psychotic features. So in this, you have psychosis with mood. So what this means is this person is depressed, and when they're depressed, they're also psychotic. But if they were not depressed, they would not be psychotic. The two go together. They do not have a period where they're psychotic without mood symptoms. Schizoaffective, look at the word though. Schizo comes first. So schizo, psychosis, and affect. So you have this 2-week period of psychosis without the affect, and then you add that later. Alright, now for the last 2 of the schizo disorders, you have schizophrenia and schizophreniform. And then you also have to add brief psychotic because it's part of this timeline. So our timeline is schizophrenia occurs for greater than 6 months. 1 to 6 months is schizophreniform, and then less than 1 month is brief psychotic. So I'm going to give you my little cheat cut way to try to remember this. Okay, so maybe this will help someone just so they can see it. So schizophrenia, I take my S and I make it a 6 because it's going to be greater than 6 months. Then for schizophreniform, how's it different? Well, I start with my 6, but the way it's different from the word schizophrenia is it has the word form at the end, which is 4 letters or 4 weeks. So it's from 4 weeks to 6 months, i.e. 1 to 6 months. And then brief psychotic disorder, brief, 4 weeks. Anything less than that. Brief is short. It's a month. So that's it. That's basically it. These are all the same disorder. The time just changes. And so now we have gone through all the schizos in psychiatry. I hope this helps someone. And hopefully you'll do better on any of your tests that you're taking after watching this. Thanks, and feel free to subscribe.